My name's Christian, and I'd like to thank you for being here. I'm glad that you all purposely chose to click and listen to me speak today because I'll be talking about purpose, or rather, a growing lack of purpose in our society. There's a gradual disappearance of purpose and it's leading to a dangerous place. We hear about many problems facing society today, the opioid epidemic, teen suicides, and so much more. I believe lack of purpose to be a catalyst for such things as the opioid epidemic, chronic pain, isolation, hopelessness. These problems are affecting us at an alarming rate. The statistics that many of you know and have heard, you're suffering from some of these ailments, or know someone, a family member, somebody struggling with something that weighs heavy on your heart. The statistics are quite depressing. I'll share two that have personally affected me. 20 million Americans live with so much chronic pain that it's affecting their work and life activities. Emotional pain and mental pain are not even included in these numbers, and they shouldn't be overlooked, as all experience pain differently. Suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in all age groups. 123 people die a day. In this golden age of technology and medicine, we have so much we take for granted. We have access to all kinds of information. Any movie, music, book, any product we can think of, we can have clicked and ordered and arrive at our door in 2 days. So again, a golden age of technology with unhappiness and depression everywhere around us. I looked back to a pain management class I took at the VA a few years ago. A group of 12 of us met with Dr. Rex Schmidt for 3 months, one of the best doctors I've ever met at understanding all types of pain. This class covered just about every aspect of how to deal with chronic pain in many forms. I started thinking about what was helpful for those people in pain, and I began to see parallels among people suffering all different types of pain. In many cases, lack of purpose was a catalyst for this. Other times, the pain was the catalyst for a lack of purpose. A common thread among those suffering emotional and physical pain. I heard that people were grateful for just an hour that they could stand around and move without pain in a day. And the lengths that I and others have gone through to find answers is amazing. Someone fighting with pain will try yoga, marijuana, isolation tanks, light workers, shamans, ice baths. When someone's pain takes over their life, to struggle to win back that life is the purpose in itself. Nearly everyone in the class was well informed about pain and had felt dejected along the way, finding no answers and having to seek their own solutions on the internet or alternative healers. In fact, this became their purpose. But a life based around purpose is not a suffering. A purpose of finding answers to suffering is not fulfilling. Isolation and depression can set in quickly. When someone is debilitated, restricted to a chair most of the day, lack of purpose and depression can take over quickly. I'd like to talk about a possible solution that I've seen to great effect, even in the infancy of its creation. Virtual reality, a possible drug of the future. Technology has been developed that, for many people, combined with meditation, has shown to release endorphins, reduce pain, and even have mystical healing experiences that can have long-lasting effects. In effect, frequencies, sound, visual imagery has been shown to replicate the effects even of psilocybin, an ingredient in magic mushrooms. I mention this because it was recently mentioned that Colorado has legalized them. Psychedelic assisted psychotherapy, PAP, is actually working with the therapist under the influence of a psychedelic drug, and it's been around for quite some time. In the United States in the 60s, LSD was the catalyst for modern psychiatry, and much research was happening with great success until the war on drugs took effect. So leaving aside any personal feelings about the legalization of recreational drugs, the fact is the clinical use of many hallucinogens has shown very positive results. People have reported repressed memories being brought to the surface, help with addiction, and even easing the fear of terminally ill patients after one is facing death. People have described similar results just from simple sound and light machines flashing on the eyes at specific frequencies. The similarities and effects get even stronger when we bring virtual reality into the picture. Again, even in the infancy of this technology, drastic mood changes have occurred. How do we encourage people who are isolated to have socialization? We all know this is something necessary for proper health in a society that requires less and less participation. When virtual reality becomes indistinguishable from reality as we know, when every one of our senses could be adapted to the physical world, a purpose could be provided for people of their own choosing, where someone could experience running with broken legs, playing baseball with a damaged spine, and experiencing Paris completely alone because of severe anxiety. Choosing a job, activity, vacation of someone's choice anywhere in the world could be the future. For people whose lives are deteriorating because they're stuck with a lack of purpose, whatever the reason, the opportunity to step out of their own prisons into the world of creation would be a dream. But a paradigm shift may be needed in our thinking of reality itself, because it's changing quickly. Let's consider the approaching virtual world. Imagine it as a transportation to a job across the world or a beach across the ocean. A ridiculous idea just decades ago. Now we are seeing the possibility of getting even closer, and people like Elon Musk saying within just a couple years we'll be interacting with the internet and other virtual worlds in a completely different way than we do now, or can even imagine. We're close to combining virtual reality with 3D printers. We're reaching the point of bringing our own thoughts, innovation, and artwork, and boundless creativity of the human experience to a virtual world, as well as bringing ideas back to the physical world. 3D printers are now capable of building cars and houses, synthetic skin. Organs are just around the corner. Virtual reality could be a lab with unlimited tools, unlimited physical virtual tools to shape, create objects, say medical devices specific to a person's needs, and have a printer construct that object in our physical reality. I mention these things because the possibilities are growing every day in the medical field, in mental and physical therapy, and physicians are taking a closer look at virtual reality. People are already managing their pain taking virtual vacations. The future is here. It's even conceivable that areas of the brain that every drug targets will one day be done virtually or electronically, and the damaging effects of these drugs will be no more. Purpose and self-inquiry are things that people had little time to consider in agricultural and industrial times. They are too busy getting a job done to consider philosophical ideas about the nature of reality, boredom, clinical depression, or even their physical pain. We now have technology at our hands so that people can not just survive but can prosper. Some are worried about artificial intelligence, transhumanism, people loading their consciousnesses into computers. From what I've seen, there is no comparison between these two, but the technology is confusing because it's growing so quickly. We can't stop progress, especially in this age, and no one should be robbed of a meaningful life. It should have the ability to utilize every tool available. I have seen the drastic effect that virtual reality has on people's lives combined with therapy, bringing purpose, pain, relief, and joy. What does it mean to be human now? Our times are different than any time in history. We are at the height of accomplishment in medicine, yet we lack an answer of purpose for those who are simply existing, surviving. We have the opportunity to give people a life, even if it's a virtual world, to get them out of the prisons of their own pain, to try to set them free, give them purpose. If you have a loved one or are suffering yourself, I would suggest you look into virtual reality therapy. We all have the right to a purpose-driven life, and a new reality may provide that for you or others. Thank you.